Welcome to the Astral Weather Report. Every 6 days I come on here to share with you the cosmic astrological weather so that you can understand what's going on underneath the hood and in your social environment, right? These things affect our behavior, the way we think, the way we feel, and rather than be a distraction or a disruption in our life, I share with you tips so that you can leverage it and use it to your advantage. So over this next 6 days, October 15th through 20th, the theme is endurance and evolution, ultimately completing what you've started. So the mental and emotional forecast is really, the cycle brings focus to the long term, right? Things that are growing long term, and ultimately your follow through. It's all about persistence. It's not about speed. So you might feel some pressure if you're an entrepreneur just to finish projects, things that have, open endings that have dragged on for too long. Whether that's complete them or delete them, it's about moving forward. So as a parent, you might feel that your kids need just a little bit more encouragement, a little more hand holding to stick with their commitments, to complete anything that's open. And just as a leader in general, you may need to stabilize where your team or where your projects are losing some momentum. The challenge is knowing what to keep building and what to release. So the sun has moved into the 32nd sign. This is gate 32. It's all about continuity and endurance, right? And the way this shows up in a detriment is just fear of failure. Sometimes what we really call procrastination is a fear of failure, clinging to what's dying or what might not work. And so you have an advantage over this next few days just to tap in deeper to your intuition, right? That small, still voice that knows what will last, what's worth your time, your energy, and ultimately re-engaging with resilience to pursue your meaningful goals and outcomes. Earth is in gate 42. This is about completion and growth. The 42nd signature is about finishing things. So the detriment here, it's ultimately just chasing endless open loops, starting something new, shiny object syndrome, going with a little charge and then starting something new, just a lack of closure and completion. So with this present, this energy gives us the ability to complete cycles. Like I said, whether that's delete something or complete something, and ultimately integrate the lessons that we learn from the project before moving forward. You can either repeat the same mistakes or remember them, and that way we harvest a lesson. So just this next few days, just know it brings some bold endings and closure, but it can also lead to some massive breakthroughs and a final push toward transformation, change, or that identity you've wanted to anchor through action. So really be with yourself. What's meant to grow will endure. What's done must be released, deleted, and energy recycles when you let go with intention. So what did I learn? That my next project, my next venture, my next attempt is better, higher proficiency of completing the outcome. So the things to avoid, like I said, just clinging to outdated projects or relationships out of fear that I put in too much work already. I don't want it all to be for naught, all for waste. So make sure you're not clinging to things just because you put in effort and you want to force an outcome to make sure you get a return. There's no such thing as loss if you learn. What lessons did you learn? What skills did you develop? Because next round you'll go faster, more efficient, and you'll have a whole lot more passion behind it. Definitely make sure you leverage this energy just with more discipline and trust. There's 3 types of discipline. A lot of times we start on a path, but we didn't go and put the support in place, both emotionally and the tools to complete the project. We didn't put in corrective discipline, AKA contingency plans. How will we get there if obstacles show up? So 3 types of discipline are preventative, supportive, and corrective. Most of the game happens in planning and preventative. An ounce of blood spent planning saves gallons of blood on the battlefield. So same is true with all kinds of planning. A minute spent planning saves hours of frustration. So ultimately make sure that you are exercising more preventative discipline, building a support system to keep going when things get hard, and ultimately some plans to course correct and recommit if you're off path. Celebrate your completions instead of getting frustrated about what's not done, and especially before rushing to the next goal. Count your wins. There's nothing more discouraging than just work. You've got to count your wins. Otherwise, you'll never have the gratitude to maintain and sustain progress. So make sure that you're celebrating the small micro completions as well as the big completions before you just move on to the next goal. It helps rewire your hormone system, your dopamine triggers. Practice breath work, right? For renewal. I say this over and over. You master your breath, you've mastered the rest. Inhale for growth. Exhale for release. And just a couple questions this week to be with, right? What are you afraid to release, let go of, reorganize, create a new agreement around, even though, it's either not complete or maybe something that is complete you're still clinging to? And like, where can you show up with more discipline and endurance without attachment to an outcome? So often, whether it's a fitness goal, you start hammering away, but you don't see the progress in the mirror. So you're like, it's not creating a lot of change. What's missing a day? Same thing with income related activities. You could do, marketing every day for a month and be like, it's not working. No, it's about the compound effect, right? The law of doubling a penny every day for a month. Yeah, most people give up on day 7. It is said it takes 7 to 21 days. Well, it takes 7 to 21 consecutive attempts at something before you learn enough of what not to do. And when you learn what to do correctly, to develop an SOP that actually moves you toward that outcome. So where can you show more discipline, more endurance without attaching yourself to the outcome? Because it is through that you will find real evolution, you'll find real progress, and you'll get ultimately the goals and outcomes you're seeking. So yeah, just keep in mind this week, there are things that the most challenging part of this energy, it's like there are things that you need to let go of. Just stop right now. What are they? Who is the person you need to stop responding to texts? What is the relationship you need to rearrange, create a new agreement around, or let go entirely? Maybe it's past memories, past projects you've been clinging to, holding on some guilt and shame because you haven't moved it forward, right? I have plenty of those. We all do. What are those things? Because the most important way to move to completion isn't necessarily to complete the project or finish the painting. It's this concept of letting go, surrender, deleting, walking away from those things, but doing it with a sense of positive closure. How do you do that? Harvest the lessons, find gratitude for the experience. I can choose to let this person, this place, this experience, this project refine me, define me, outshine me, confine me, or I can choose to leave it behind me. I let go, right? Choose a new identity, choose a new project, choose whatever it is that is preventing you from moving toward your goals and your outcomes, and let go of what isn't. In the meantime, so officially October 29th, we're launching the Breakthrough Lab. For those of you that want to expand your empire, you want to understand how to master modern marketing, branding, sales, systems, recruiting, fulfillment, to build a business that you are an owner of rather than employed by, and also to evolve your being. So if you want to learn how to rewire your internal dialogue, overcome procrastination, find extreme focus, elevate your energy, and ultimately turn pressure and stress into fuel that allows you to achieve your calling, your mission, or make more money in your business, I'll help you improve your relationships, make more money, and align with your calling in the Breakthrough Lab for free for the first 100 people. So reach out to myself on Instagram or go to lightarmy.com/breakthrough. And I think it's /breakthrough lab, excuse me. If you have trouble finding it, just shoot me a message over on Instagram and I'll get you set up. In the meantime, Infinite Love Tribe, I'll see you here in 6 days. Shine on. Bye for now.